Hey guys, my name is Matt from the McWaters Effect, and I'm going to be talking about the infrastructure bill that just passed through the Senate, and now it's going to go to the House to the Ways and Means Committee so they can figure out how they're going to actually pay for it, and then it'll go to Joe Biden and be signed into law. Now, this monstrosity I want to talk about, and first thing I want to mention is about what Donald Trump said about it. Now, let's go ahead and look at this headline. President Trump's Senate infrastructure package, a disgrace. I would call it a dumpster fire, but hey, either way it works. And then, here's some other things he said about it. President Trump took aim at the bipartisan Senate infrastructure package ahead of the vote to end debate on the proposal. In a statement on Saturday through his Save America PAC, the 45th president called the bill a disgrace. He called it a gift to the Democrat Party, compliments of Mitch McConnell, and some RINOs who have no idea what they're doing. Trump also doubts if lawmakers have even read the entirety of the 2,700-page measure. He added if McConnell was smart, he would have used the debt ceiling credit card to negotiate a good infrastructure package. Trump cautioned it would be very hard for him to endorse anyone foolish enough to vote in favor of this deal. I'm in 100% agree with Donald Trump on that one. But if you read into the actual bill, they don't even have an idea how they're going to pay for it, much less what they're going to do to actually make sure it doesn't increase the national debt. But there's another article where they're talking about some of the money moving they've done and maybe a new tax program in order to pay for it. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at that. Details of the bipartisan Senate infrastructure bill have continued to be revealed as critics question exactly how it was supposed to be paid for. The focus shifted to what appeared to be a bailout proposal for the struggling Highway Trust Fund. According to the bill, $90 billion would be transferred to the highway account of the fund, with another $28 billion to the mass transit account for a total of $118 billion. Well, this infrastructure plan is $1.2 trillion, so that doesn't even put a dent in it. The Highway Trust Fund mainly financed the federal government surface transportation programs and has been funded through federal taxes on gas and diesel fuel. However, the bill failed to specify where the $118 billion would come from to cover the bailout funds. Some have speculated that the fund would come from a pilot program, which charges drivers based on the number of miles they have traveled. Yes, you've heard that correctly. If you travel a lot of miles, guess what? You got to pay tax on that. Now, Lauren Boyer had something to say about it in a tweet, so let's check out that tweet. The infrastructure bill wants to tax you on the miles you drive. We already pay tolls and gas tax, and now a tax on mileage driven? This is a tax on rural Americans imposed by D.C. Beltway liberals who will never be affected by it. Really, I don't agree with her what she's saying about the Beltway, because they're going to have to pay tax on the mileage anyway. Now, due to them not driving their own vehicle, they might not have to. They use private transportation or public transportation. When I say private, I'm talking about like private limousines or private security. They would have to actually pay the tax on it. Now, when it comes to like the big cities, I think they're doing this on purpose because they want people in the big cities to stop driving. And since they're closer to work or close to the supermarket, stuff like that, use public transportation to go there instead of having vehicles. I think that's what their number one purpose of that part of the bill is. I have a list of the Republicans who actually voted for this monstrosity, so you could actually sear it in your mind who actually voted for this. So if they're in your state or in your district, you could actually vote them out of office if you want to. Well, you need to do it. So here they are. And it's the usual idiots. Mitch McConnell, Shelley Moe Capito, who is from West Virginia, which that's where I live at, and I'm going to vote her out of office. Then you have, of course, Mitt Romney. Yeah, who would be surprised? Lisa Murkowski. Who would have thought? and Susan Collins. Okay, these idiots need to be voted out of office, guys. We need to get on the ball and get them primaried and get them out of there. Anyway, we also have a speech that Ted Cruz made on the floor of the Senate, and let's go ahead and watch it.
As Admiral Akbar said in Star Wars, it's a trap! This is a trap. This is a trap. Now listen, for Democrats, it's what they campaign on. If you're a Democrat, you want to raise taxes and raise spending. You want more debt from China. That's what Democrats do. But for Republicans, come on, guys. We're like Charlie Brown with Chuck Schumer being Lucy in the football. And you've got Republicans happily running, going, oh, he's going to keep the football, he's going to keep the football. And every time Lucy pulls the football up back, and we go up in the air and land on our rear. It'd be nice for Republicans not to fall for it again.
I'm in 100% agreement with him on Democrats want to tax and spend and want to get further into debt with China. But I think this bill is more insidious than that. I think it's a prelude to the Green New Deal. Now, it passed the Senate. Now it's going to the House for the Ways and Means Committee. That means they can add stuff to it, and it doesn't have to go back to the Senate and get voted on. So when it gets there, they're going to add a bunch of stuff that's from the Green New Deal back onto it, because they took a lot of that stuff off when it was in the Senate, so it would pass. Now they're going to add the stuff back on, and then it goes to Biden and gets signed into law. Now, there's an easy way of stopping this, in my opinion. Obviously, you need to call your congressman and tell them not to vote for it, whether it's Republican or Democrat, because this thing is going to destroy the United States. Really what this bill is going to do is go after people with gasoline engines and diesel engines and tax the hell out of them. And that's the reason Biden's come out with that idea. He wants to see these car companies reach half of their inventory is electric powered vehicles. And that's what he wants to get on the road, mostly electric vehicles. But the unfortunate part of about it is number one, those vehicles that Ford, Chevy, and Dodge make that are electric are shit. They're not worth a crap. Now, Tesla's vehicle is really good, but the problem is it's really expensive. So you gotta find a modern day Ford manufacturer that can make a electric vehicle on the cheap, where it won't be so damn expensive where a common man can't buy. The fact is, a Tesla vehicle, someone like me or you, who's a common person, that cannot buy that vehicle because it's way too much money. And God knows how much it would actually cost to actually fix it if it broke down. See, these people don't think about that. They only think about the short term. How is it going to help the environment? That's all they care about. They don't care about what your particular money situation is. All they care about is you doing what's right for the environment. And if you ain't willing to do that, they will force you to do it. Another thing, when it comes to infrastructure, I would think that mean building roads, bridges, securing electrical plants. Let me think. Updating water plants, updating nuclear plants, electrical plants, of course, all the power lines in the United States, obviously all the water lines and gas lines. I would think that would all be covered under infrastructure. How much is that in infrastructure? Hardly any. How is this an infrastructure bill when it really doesn't tackle infrastructure at all? The only thing in infrastructure I would consider infrastructure that it tackles is when it comes to wideband internet. Everything else, they're pretty much ignoring. I'm sorry, but roads, bridges, waterways, the pipelines, water pipelines, electric lines, the security of electric plants and water plants and nuclear plants should be the foremost thought when it comes to the infrastructure bill. But that's not in here at all. My question is why? And why are the Republicans actually voting for this crap? But guys, that's my opinion. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please hit like and subscribe. It helps the channel grow. Peace.